Does your golf tournament need to raise more funds? Or do you need more money for your vision and your mission? Are you running out of ideas? Well, you've come to the right place. Hello, everyone. This is Phil Immordino, and welcome to another GTAA webinar. For over 30 years, we've had the opportunity to work with thousands of tournament planners around the world. And in 100% of the cases, we always hear the same thing. They need more money. Sometimes the golf tournament itself doesn't reach the goals or your goals. So that's why we created this webinar today, how to ask for more money. The appeal, what does it look like? In today's webinar, we're going to cover several things that you're going to need to know. Number one, what is the appeal? How do you actually ask for more money on top of the golf tournament? What should that message contain? What's the best way to collect that money? And then how do you follow up with these folks? So we're excited you could join us today because what we've learned is every organization needs more money. But the big challenge has been they're afraid to ask. We get a little hesitant. We feel like they've played in the golf tournament and we're afraid to ask for more money. So that's why we do events. But at the same time, I'm a firm believer in events, but there is a way to ask for more money on top of those events. So I've seen a lot of organizations not take advantage of the golf tournament and all that it offers. See, the average golf tournament only raises about 8,000 net at the end of the day, and they all need more money. So that's why we're discussing this topic today. So stick with me to the end because we've got a really great new idea, new technology that's going to help you. And just a reminder, this call will be recorded. So if you want to share it with your panel, with your committee members, your volunteers, you're more than welcome to do that. I'll send you the link afterwards. Also, you can ask us any question anytime, and hopefully we'll try to get to those at the end. We will follow up with an email with all of the details of today's webinar. So let's get into the webinar. What is the appeal? Well, first of all, the definition of an appeal is a serious, urgent request. It's basically presenting the opportunity. You know, what are you trying to achieve? What are the goals of the money that you're raising? Showing the results, showing how the money's working, and asking for more money so that you can reach those goals. That is exactly what an appeal is. But the biggest question, I think, is how do we actually ask for it? When is it? Who should ask? What does that look like? So what I'm going to recommend is a couple of things. First of all, during the award ceremony is the perfect time to do that. I know the golfers have been around all day and they're tired, but we share many ideas in other videos how you can keep these golfers to stick around. And one of those is to promise not only great entertainment at that award ceremony, holding the awards till the very end, but also offering a great speaker, someone with credibility, someone who people are recognize. So you want to do it right before the awards go out, so you make sure that you keep the people around. You want to be humble but not apologetic because I know you're feeling guilty. They've just paid for your golf permit, but remember, they've paid for entertainment. They've paid to have a great day. So now what you are offering is a new opportunity. So you must have a passion. You must be excited about what you're doing. If you can't show your enthusiasm and your excitement about your organization, you need to find obviously a speaker that can. You want to be confident in where this money goes and what it's applied to, and it's going to somewhere good. You need to be very, very specific, that details with where this money is going. You don't want to just do an appeal to keep your organization alive, to make rent payments, to pay the phone bills or the electric bills. You want to have a detailed description of exactly where that money is going. So what does that message look like? What does it contain? I've seen a lot of messages throughout the world and throughout the country, and a lot of them fall short of what it should look like and what it should be done. So let me just make really clear, take lots of notes, and again, we'll send you the details on this webinar, but it should be very well organized. The message should be clear and concise. You don't want to ramble on and drag on, so you need a professional presenter. And you first want to talk about your organization. How long have you been around? What is the mission statement? Who's involved? Who's on your board? Make it clear that you have credibility. Talk a little bit about your history. How long you've been doing what you're doing. What are some success stories that might have come from what you're up to? But I think one of the most powerful things I've seen is testimonials. It'd be really great if you had someone that has benefited from your organization, maybe a family, maybe children, maybe some veterans, whatever whatever group of people that your organization benefits, have them come up and share how it's helped them and all the benefits. If people have been cured of a disease, or people have been able to handle the death of someone in their family through your program, whatever the case may be, kids who have gotten scholarships, but have some powerful testimonies, one, two, or three, that don't drag on, but are clear and concise. Then I love to see a short video. If you can put together a professional, maybe a 2 or 3 minute video, it's powerful. That can really touch some heartstrings. And then be specific. Make sure that you have a specific dollar in mind. You may want to say, we're raising $25,000 for scholarships, or you're building a church, in the south part of town. It's going to take $15,000, but make sure it's very specific, because the goal here is to touch the heart of certain individuals. Not everybody's going to give, but you want to make sure the message goes out so that folks can really grab on to that message and get excited about it. And the more details you have, the better. And then you want to make sure that that person who's asking for that money is recognizable, that they're very well spoken, that they're basically can ask with that humility, with that passion, with that confidence. So ideally, someone who's spoken before in a crowd. You don't want someone up there stuttering and begging for money and being apologetic, but someone, maybe it's the chairman of your board, maybe it's a celebrity, maybe it's someone well known in the community who's benefited from your organization. But make sure that they're well spoken and well organized. Then the question is, how do you collect that money? So it's during the award ceremony, you've got a powerful message. How is it that you exactly collect that money? So some of the ways that we've used to do it, and I'm going to share some new ideas on how we do it today, but typically it's been maybe a card, a fill out card at every one of the tables during the award ceremony. So people have an option. They can fill out that card, give you your name, their email, their contact information. They can also, tell you exactly what they want to give. Do they want to give a one-time gift? Do they want to give a monthly gift, ongoing? Do they want to give something at the end of the year for tax purposes? And a lot of people would do that. We also recommend maybe a table leader, someone that makes sure that everyone at that table is filling out those cards and putting them in an envelope. And that's kind of the old school, the old way to do it. But there's some new technology, gang. We all know that technology is taking over, and there's a lot of faster, quicker, better ways to collect money. So I'm very honored that we work very closely with a company, and I'm going to introduce Brian from DipJar, who's going to tell you all about how to collect that money and what's the best way to do that. So Brian, why don't you jump in and tell them all about DipJar?
Yeah, thank you, Phil. Appreciate everybody joining today. A lot of what Phil was saying with the appeal is coincides really well with what we're doing at DipJar. We're all about kind of creating those giving moments, right? And having more of those opportunities for people to donate. And for us, it's all about making that experience for the donor just a delight, right? We want to make it fun. We want to make it delightful. We want to make it something that not only they'll come back to and do again, but something that they would refer to other folks as well. If you go to the next slide, I could show that here. So with us, like, our mission is really, we want to support you. We want to support all of those who are working tirelessly to bring such great change and just positivity to their communities, to the world. And so, making it an easy experience, making it a fun experience for the donor is, as I said, is where it starts. We envision a time where all acts of giving is joyful and people want to keep doing it, and they want to, recommend it to their friends and everything like that. If you go to the next slide, you'll see the products that we have, or actually before that, you'll see that just in the way we think about the world is that, Phil was talking about the cards at the table or the envelopes and things like that. And really what we try to do is engage donors. There's really kind of a few different types of opportunities you have, especially as Phil was talking about, one of the best times to ask for money at your galas, like a luncheon or some type of gathering, a dinner, sort of after golf. And what we've done is really taken that opportunity where we don't necessarily need people to be writing checks or figure out ways on their own to give, but we can simply have a piece of technology, our dip jar terminals, either at the tables or in different areas of the event, for people to just easily and quickly tap their phone with like Apple Pay or pull out their credit card and make a quick donation like that. Here are some of the products. You can see our Dip Jar Classic is something where you would preset the amount. So one thing that Phil mentioned earlier is that need to really ask for, what's the amount you're trying to raise. And I think when you use those big amounts, it's always key, right, to have a goal and to share what that goal achieves for you, right? Phil's example was the $15,000 towards the build of a church. Well, showing a room, a thermometer towards that goal and where you are is something that we speak about all the time. Like we do events. We did one recently actually with an organization where for their gala, the appeal came out and the person shared that, hey, we've raised $35,000 in the past. We want to try to raise even more than that this year. And then what they did, which was really good, and what I always recommend to folks, is they were very specific about the amounts that you could give and what those would do for you, right? So if you're going to give us $50 enables us to do this. And if you're going to give us $100 enables us to do that. And so what it does is it makes everybody feel like they can help, regardless of, the person who's right there willing to give $5,000 and the person who's, right there willing to give $50, right? They all have a role to play. And especially when you have a goal set and a thermometer towards hitting that goal, it's a great way to do that. So the Classic is a preset amount that you're asking for. Our Dip Jar Pro model enables the donor to give whichever amount they want. So they can plug in from a list of options that you choose the different amounts, but then they can also select a custom amount and put any amount there. The Spark campaign, as I mentioned, which I'll mention a little bit more in a minute, but also, one thing that we've started to expand on is wanting to kind of give these people a takeaway sort of even after your event, right? So our text to donate campaigns are really key for like the golf tournaments and galas and luncheons and things like that, because you've set the precedent, right? You've set the precedent of what the amount is you're trying to raise. You've set the precedent on what that amount enables you to achieve. And now you kind of give everybody one more chance, right? So that text to donate campaign, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll message everybody that attended, and it might be, it might be later that day, it might be the next day, it could be a couple days later, thanking them and sharing with them some of the success, but asking them for a little bit more to help us cross the finish line. And again, keeping everybody, all those potential donors, keeping them all goal oriented towards the goals that you set and those expectations is key to the success. If you go to the next slide, the kind of key part to setting those goals is really in the storytelling, right? So I mentioned the need to really relate the dollars that you're bringing in and what those things help you achieve. With DipJar, what we love is that these donations are very fast, right? People can literally tap their phone and make the donation. They can insert their credit card. They don't have to, give a lot of details about themselves first. They're not asked for a variety of pieces of information before they kind of make that donation. But we now have this opportunity, especially after someone who's given, right? They're now a warm lead to share your story and to share all the things you're doing. So another thing that we really encourage is, especially within like the golf tournaments again, and like the galas and everything, you've got this attendee list, you've got this goal you've set, you've been able to share with this group of everything you're able to achieve, should you be able to hit your goal. But we kind of leave it at that a lot of times, right? Like people will go, they'll donate, they'll feel good, and then it'll be a couple weeks later, a couple months later, and they kind of moved on. They haven't really thought about that again, right? And I think it's really important to share with folks sort of after you've been able to achieve something based on their help. So a lot of times when you are raising money towards like the building of something new, or towards a special cause, it's good to send those donors a thank you later on and let them know where you are in achieving that. It might even be that you haven't raised the money yet, right? You might even use this as another appeal. But it's important to keep, people who are attending your golf tournaments, to keep them engaged by not always asking them for more money, but also in sharing with them what their money was able to do for you and what they were able to help you achieve. If you go to the next slide, you'll see a particular example. So we work with an organization in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania called Cancer Bridges. It's an amazing organization. These folks have done amazing things to connect people with cancer with each other, and create these support groups that not only kind of meet and support one another, but kind of have these kind of regular interactions, regular occurrences, but also the family members of those people. Cancer is something that's very personal to me. I like, for a lot of us, we've been touched by it with either ourselves or people in our family or our friends. And I think what I didn't fully understand probably until, working with DipJar, was how much help could be out there, could be created for the people that are around people with cancer. And so a thing I love about Cancer Bridges is that it's not only so much the focus on supporting those with it, but also their family members and helping in that way. And so they put on a golf tournament earlier this year, and they came to us with, kind of their goals and things they wanted to do. And I think where their focus was simply around kind of the way they've done appeals in the past, which was to ask for a donation, at a breakfast before the golf, or a lunch after, with some signage throughout. And the thing that we really encouraged them to do was having these devices at different holes and making it sort of friendly to hey, like you can buy a mulligan, right? And now, as people are maybe not having the shots they're hoping for, they were able to quickly dip their credit card, get that mulligan, and take their next shot. And you can bet that as one person does it, a lot of people follow, because they're not going to just let that guy have the mulligan and not them. So it's kind of a fun way to have that as well. We've also put DipJar's devices at kind of the starting, kind of the hole 1, and also, kind of on the back 9 and hole 10, and just putting in like another start, usually some type of appeal there, like, hey, we're at this point, we've raised this much money today, our goal's this, help us before you tee off on the back 9. And that's been something that's helped a lot as well. The other thing I wanted to mention is, in your appeals, and it's something that we do a lot of, because again, these are quick hit transactions, right? This is not going to be something where they have to spend a lot of time. But if you have any type of prizing that can go with it, and some competition you can bring to it. So within those like luncheons, for example, we put a dip jar at every table. Like we did this for the Tennessee Titans. It's a NFL team we work with, and for their kickoff luncheon, we put a dip jar, one at every table, and the prize was a football signed by the head coach and the GM, and it was a commemorative football that you couldn't get access to. We opted to go with the classic device, which was a preset amount. And what was fun about it is we were able to show a leaderboard during that event. So the MC of that event, about every 5-10 minutes, would sort of remind people of the leaderboard, and you'd see people, making their dips and donating, trying to win those prizes. So when you can bring, information to it, you can really inform the folks of what your mission is, of how you want, how much you want to raise, but then how you plan to spend that money, but then also creating some type of friendly competition, whether it's, turn everybody into fundraisers and now they can go out and try to raise money, or, within that kind of lunch and dinner setting, making it to where the tables are competing against each other is a lot of fun. And, the great thing with our technology is it makes it super easy to manage. So excited to talk to you more about that. Here's just some of the organizations we work with. Whenever we do these types of discussions, we want to share that we do work with a wide variety of organizations, from sports teams, as I mentioned earlier, to nonprofits in a lot of different areas. And on the golf tournament side specifically, I'd say it's almost every one of our nonprofits will at some point put on golf tournaments. So I think the connection here is great. We also have a lot of athlete foundations that we work with that do the same. And so I think there's a lot of fun ideas that we can share with you in the future, but also we'd love to talk to you and just learn more from you as well. I think this is something that we really feel is a collaborative effort, right? It's a coordinated effort to try to bring our technology to your mission and achieve great success for all. So I appreciate the time today.
Brian, that was incredible. I appreciate that sharing. Gang, let's just face it, the world is now better with more technology. And because of DipJar, you've got a streamlined way of connecting with people and giving them a slick way of giving money. Guys, people don't carry cash. And let's face it, we're not coming out there trying to sell mulligans on every other hole, or get $5 here, $10 here. The guys just aren't carrying the cash. So now there's an opportunity to be able to swipe the card and get something out of it. I love the idea, Brian, of getting something, getting a signed basketball or autograph something, and that's another way to raise money. So I appreciate you joining us, Brian. And I'll send you this information, gang, everyone on the call and everyone of our members of the GTAA. But one of the things I really loved about what was Brian saying is the follow up afterward, gang. It's one thing to collect the money there, but it's key to be able to, to follow up with these folks. So one of the big mistakes that a lot of tournament planners make is they don't collect all the emails and phone numbers of all the participants. Typically, what happens is the golfer who buys the foursome or reserves the foursome is the one that uh, you get their email and phone number, but this is an opportunity to get all of the emails and all of the phone numbers, so you can follow up with those folks and send them emails afterwards, and thank you letters and thank you gifts. I think everyone should get some type of gift even before they leave, just to say thank you for participating and thank you for being involved. But then I also want to encourage a monthly newsletter and include these folks to let them know what you're up to, where is their money going, what are the results, what's some success stories, because makes people feel not only better about their donation to you, but showing that they may want to give down the road to other projects. So make sure that you follow up with not only emails, but even a newsletter that kind of tells you what's going on. Plus you can invite them to future events. So definitely very important. So before I wrap up, gang, I just want to remind you who we are, the GTAA, and what we're doing. If you're new to us, we are here for you at no charge, for free, and we'd love to be able to help you with any question anytime. Feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help you with your golf tournament. We have planning guides, we have books on how to, whether it's a regular golf tournament or a celebrity golf tournament. We also have a video on every single topic that you want to know about: how to sell more sponsors, how to get more golfers. So go to our YouTube channel. It's called the Golf Tournament Channel on YouTube, and we have over 100 videos on every single topic. So we'd love to help you with anything you're doing. And if you want to take your event or your organization or even yourself to a whole new level, we have a certification program that's called a Certified Golf Tournament Planner. This gives you more in-depth. This gives you the whole package. It shares some manuals, some additional videos, and then you take a test. And then we promote you as a certified planner. It helps you get more credibility in what you're doing, may get you a raise, gives you the confidence to do bigger projects, better projects. So feel free to reach out to us if there's any interest in that. So let me just wrap up, gang, by saying a couple things. First of all, I applaud you for what you're doing. The golf tournament is a great way to not only pull people together, but raise money. And we're here to help you do that. If you need more money, and you want to make it more streamlined, don't be afraid to ask. Keep up with technology, use DipJar, and it will help you raise not only more money, but help you reach those goals. So we appreciate you. We appreciate your time. Appreciate what you're doing in your community. We're here to serve you. We look forward to seeing you on our next webinar. So have a great week and good luck with your tournament, and we will be talking soon. Thanks, everybody.